point. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns.
Makes the score Browns 7.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Back to the air, Wilson after the pick six. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Ball on the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Zebra. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Now Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Check. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go. 49 the mic. Hurry.
Following the interception, Mayfield. Open man is Higgins. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
At the 4-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
They'll try to run this one in. And he takes this one in for a Browns score. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on third down.
Get that quarterback at all costs. Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to let this one go deep. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 52 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get him in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Oh, well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 36 yards on the play. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. They run again on first down, Chubb. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
Alert! Sponge! Hey, Haywood!
Second and 5 now. Mayfield got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 23.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
180! 49! What's the call? Real. Rush in! Rush in!
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out, you see, and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
After the made field goal, Seibert back out there to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Throwing is Wilson. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1.
Block that. 44 to Mike. 44 to 6. Hey, they're scared. 4-4 to Mike. Mike's focused.
On 3rd down, Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 30 yards. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. That catch certainly easier than the one Tyler Lockett made in the back left corner of the end zone in the Thursday night win over the Rams in Week 5. My goodness, that was incredible. In fact, the advanced metrics called it the most improbable catch in the NFL in the last 2 years. And if for some reason you missed it, look it up. Pretty impressive. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. The quick slant caught. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Guys, it's game situation. Let's go.
To throw is Wilson. Buying time to his left. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
That's it, baby. That's it. That's it. Big hit.
A gain of 1 yard on the play.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run with Carson. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Cut. Check 50. Check 50. SOS. Zebra. SOS.
They'll run for it with Penny. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Rashad Penny as time expires in the first half. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Myers connects on the PAT. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Browns drive about to get started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. On 2nd and 7, Mayfield. He'll get that complete to the tight end, Harris. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
You got it. You got it.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far in this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. but I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Room past the 20. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. Here's Wilson to throw. Now he's flushed out left, and now he'll let this one go deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one good for 37 yards. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Wilson forced out to his left. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. To throw again on second down, Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. On third and goal, Wilson escaping the pressure right. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So they decline it as that will bring up fourth.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it fourth down.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Being chased at under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. They're turned away on fourth and goal. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
They begin this drive with Chubb. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Hey, Delta. Check 24. Check 24.
Throwing on second and 8. Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. On third down, Mayfield. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Let's go, Point it right, point it right, point it right.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hurry!
Going to the air again with Mayfield. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 32-yard line. Mayfield now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. And again, it's Mayfield. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Check. Hurry!
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. This pass complete to Higgins. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Mayfield with it once more. And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out in the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
Pressure comes and Wilson's going to go down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. He'll find Metcalf. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. A first down and then some, 36 yards. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Myles Garrett able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson, 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OGs profit to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up their octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions, daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on a mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top, it's missing, the opposition, ain't all that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Cleveland Browns. Here's the former Sooner, Austin Seibert, to get this one started. And in front of a raucous crowd, this one is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Elliott running right. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable. Yeah,
they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. A first down carry by Elliott. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Here we go. Hey, kill. Check pass. Hey, kill.
On 2nd and 12, Prescott. He's going to air one out. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Here I come. 44 is the mic. 44 is the mic. You can't block me. You can't block me. We're going to 54. Why in? 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Complete to Jason Witten. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Here we go, 47.
On 1st and 10, Prescott rolling to his right. And that's Elliott, complete. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott, and he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
My goodness, was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Here we go, 47. 26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. First carry for Nick Chubb, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Bravo! Check 25, check 20. Let's go!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. It got his man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. From the gun, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw it. That's taken in by Callaway. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Alert! Hey, exit.
Mayfield. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Now Chubb, and he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Taking it in from a yard out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. The 1st down carried by Elliott doesn't amount to much as he'll get forward for about a couple. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Prescott now.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. This is taken at the 23. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
33 yards that time. But one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime preview, so I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey,
writing down your ad-lib.
If you print, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Gaudin, throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. Jarvis Landry, 27 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Throwing. Prescott. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Here we go, 46. 44 to Mike, 44 to Mike. Check. Here we go. Wide. Get wide. 26.
First down, Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Prescott now from the 50. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Denzel Ward right there in coverage to get the hand in. One man in the backfield, that's Elliott on second and goal.
Hey, kill.
They'll give it to him up the middle, and he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott, as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
Here we go. 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. And we're going to get a timeout. With 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be stopped short of a first down as they'll get to him at about the 33. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They run it again with Chubb. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. Now Chubb running right. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They run. Chubb. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. On the carry, it's Chubb. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Mike, 48. Hey, echo. Come on, D. Okay.
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. Open man is Higgins. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Let's go. Hey, Alpha. Watch the run.
On third down, Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
So on fourth down, out comes the Browns kicker, Austin Seibert. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. Seibert's kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
It's a gain of 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Here we go. Wide, ain't it? Mike, 44. Hey, I'm coming. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. What's 26?
Again, it's Elliott. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Call it a gain of 2 as time has run out on this third quarter of play. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Go. Get out there. 3, fellas. We got 3. Under crunch. You go 46. You got tight right there. 26.
Now Prescott on fourth down. And this is caught by Witten, the tight end. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down.
Check, butt stick. Watch the safety cream. Shoot. Go to 54.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now Elliott. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down.
Here we go, 46. Gun. Bumps up the helmet. Here we go. Check three. We're going to 54. Why in? 26.
Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
On 1st down, Chubb able to get forward for about 4 as he's taken down. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
180. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's got some space here. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, 78 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On 1st down, it's Elliott. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Prescott. Completes it to Jason Witten. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 14.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up.
And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. One last shot now for Prescott. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play. But still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that